Hello everybody. Welcome back. So here we are. I used up all of my oh my goodness, my little Sashiko thread. You know, I wanted to show you so you have an idea how much thread I ended up using. This is the whole project. I cannot believe I finished it. We uploaded the video on Friday and today is Tuesday. I have to admit I did not do nothing at all over the weekend. I took it with me to our event. We were at SeaWorld with my lion dancing group for we were there all day. So, and I brought it with me, but I really didn't touch it because I was too busy taking care of the children, making sure they were fed, putting out the lunch and all that good stuff, and helping out with the back support. So before and during the show, after the show. Anyways, I did not do nothing at all. So I only did a couple of you know, maybe a good 20 minutes each time I sit down. So it went by really quick, surprisingly. So but this is what I have so far, and just depending on the edges here, if they're pretty solid. As you can see over in this area, I have some kind of circular pattern happening. It's hard to tell at the moment, but in this section I went from vertical and horizontal, so you can see a little bit more pattern, and here's another example of that. I went vertical and horizontal way there, so you can definitely go any way you would like to go. I wanted to share with you over here. Originally this pattern has dots, just plain dots, and then I took my marker because I thought I was gonna embroider it. I'm using a embroidery floss, and so I decided I was gonna just kind of put a tick mark, you know, for my reference, just to put a petal there. But I decided I'm not gonna do anything too much with this, since it's our first project with Sashiko and Boro stitching. So I'm just gonna leave it that this is iron on disappearing marker. Anyways, so that's where we're at. And you notice over here I also did some crosses there. I believe there's another one I did some cross. Maybe that's it. Yeah, that's it. So I could still go over here and pick an area where, let's say this little lighter spot on this blue, I can go over on it a little bit more, so then it'll emphasize the stitching. But it could also be done by now. It could be pretty much done. So I think I will leave it at that here, just to make it pretty basic, and then maybe the next one we will do a little bit more detailing, as far as like doing some feather stitching over here and there. So now you can't really tell now, but it's time to just kind of remove my basting stitch. And so I just simply take my scissors and just, you know, pull it until it pretty much just break on you. See how easy it just, you know, and my scissors fell. And I could just go ahead and find where this stitches end. It looks like right here, perhaps right there. So I just snip it and then it just comes right out. So that's out, and then I will just continue on. You can see where it's at. See, you can see it there, and you just pull it pull it. Sometimes during the stitching it just gets tucked in there nicely, but it's okay. You just pull it. It comes out pretty easy. So that's it. And then we can move on and put this together. I know I showed it once before, I believe, and but we'll work on it together. This way we have something from start to finish. So so all I'm gonna do is pretty much clean up this mess. and then you're gonna have some of this fraying here. So all I do is just kind of clean it up a little bit, just to you know, make it pretty and clean looking. And that's why I wanted the big stitch, so I can see where my stitch is at, and I can quickly just pull them off just like this. I prefer it that way and not the pin, because I'm telling you, I will poke myself so many times with those things if I use them. So, because I love to just grab my fabric as I work like this, so it's best for me to just use my basting stitch, and it's easier for me to. It doesn't take much to really remove them, so that's what I prefer. But if you like, if you would like to use the pins, you're welcome to. You can certainly do it, but I tend to get myself hurt with those pins if I choose to use those. So anyways, and the back is pretty messy. I have lots of string because I don't put knots, so, and I'm not worried about those. And then I also end up just patching a little bit here because my little overlap wasn't all that much, you know, so I was concerned that it'll pull apart on me, so I just kind of added that. It's just a little piece of fabric that I have left over, and I just attached it. I'm not worried what it looks like, you know, because I'm gonna cover that up anyways. And then so here's the back again. Like I said, it's a little messy, but it doesn't matter because no one's gonna see that. And I'm also gonna add this fusible batting on it. And so once I ironed it, all that loose thread is gonna be secured there, as well as all the ends of my stitches, in case you're worried. And I also, like I said, I've secured them by back stitching, so they should be okay. I'm not worried about it. The interfacing iron-on batting is gonna help secure any loose stitches. So okay, that's what I'm gonna be doing here for a little bit, and then once I'm done, I will iron it and then cut it to the right size. It's obviously shrank just slightly. It's still just slightly. It kind of got, seriously, I wouldn't say too much. So it's still 20, was it 21? I can't remember now. I think it was 21. So like half an inch. It shrank half an inch on the width, and then the length the length pretty much. That it took in half an inch because of our stitching. You know, as you can see, it's got a little bit more body and texture to it, and a little bit more character to it, I suppose. And that's because of our stitching, running stitch there. So it gave it a nice pretty texture there, and that's what caused. That's why I wanted to make sure I have a big enough real estate to do my stitching. So but yeah, for the most part, it's just you lose half an inch for the most part. So so yeah, so what else can I share with you guys? If you have any question, feel free to just put them on the comments down below. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you the best way I know how. This is my process. If you've been with me for a while, I don't do a stitch. I'm not by the book. Okay, I just go. If you should say, can I say freehand? I don't know. I don't go by the book. I go because every stitch is different, so it depends on how the stitch kind of fall in place, and so I just go with there. I go with what my eyes, what my vibes at the moment feels. If I like it, if I don't like it, then you know something else is gonna go in a different direction. So that's how I sew. That's how I work my project. I don't like to stress myself on rules. If things does not go the way I plan it, it just gets scratched and I just go do it again, you know. But a lot of times I just figure things out and I make something, because I'm the type of person that very conscious with waste. As you can see, I have I'm working with fabric scrap that I've been hanging on for the longest time, because I'm thinking I can do something else with it, you know. So you can always do something. You just need to make sure you're willing to do the work, and put the time and effort. I thought I'd bring you along and share with you how I did the double stitch, the vertical and horizontal over here. And some of you may be asking exactly how do we start our stitch. This is how I start my stitch. I will go the opposite way where I plan on stitching and just stitch 3 or 4 stitches there to get your, doesn't matter, there's no rules. Look, I think I have about 5 on this one. Okay, it's the opposite, and I start here. Look, this is kind of splitting apart here, so I wanna reinforce that area so I don't lose it. And then I just kind of hold on to that tail I have with my needles here and just kind of pull the thread, making sure it's nice and taut there. And then I try to go back. On your very first stitch, don't go back to the same hole. Obviously you're gonna come right back out on the other side. Just get a few stitches there, and just kind of try to stay either underneath or on top of it, because you're gonna go back to the same, the same stitch that you just did, so it's not very visible that you have a couple of stitches there. And then you could still, before you pull it, you could still pull that stitches together to make sure you know, your fabric is nice and taut there, and that you want your fabric laying the way it should be laying, and then you just pull it. Okay, you can still pull that at this point. You see, if I pull it, it gets tighter, and then pull this as well. You see how that gets tightened? That's just how I do it. So now it's nice and pretty much attached there, and then I just keep going back. This is the last stitch. I go back down and then up, and then right over that. So there's your stitches. Okay, that's how I go back, and now it's nice and secure. I don't need to put a knot in there, and then I would just go do my running stitch from there. It doesn't matter where you land. You don't have to worry about being on top of the previous stitch or not. If you go over it, it's no big deal. That's how it's gonna create a nice little texture and pattern to your fabric. When I get to the edge, like here, this is probably gonna get cut anyways, but I want to show you guys. See how there's no fabric obviously there because it's the end. But when I get to this area, I try to adjust my stitches just so then when I come up, the next pickup I do is gonna be the next fabric, and I try to do a couple more stitches there to kind of secure that. So now I can come back up and secure that little hole, but it's probably gonna get cut, but I just want to share that with you guys. So now I can go back to the next stitch, and this little tail that here, it's the start, so I could just cut that. It's the start of the stitches somehow, somewhere, and then when I come back, I try to bring the stitch over that to keep it from unraveling, basically secure it even more. I don't have any more thread. I'm gonna have to end this, so I'm just gonna obviously don't go back to the same hole. Just go grab a few little strand of fabric there, and then either go up front or on the back of that last stitch of yours, and then just go back 3 times. And then that's it. That's how I secure my thread. And so this way it doesn't unravel and you don't have to put knots. I'm just gonna go ahead and finish this, and then we'll turn the project into a beautiful wallet. So catch me again next video. Don't miss it, because I think we're gonna be able to finish it then, and you're gonna see how beautiful this ends up to be a wallet, and you're gonna want to make your own. So all right guys, thank you so much for following through. Again, if you have any question, feel free to put them in the comment below. I will do my best to answer them for you, and in the meantime, I hope you guys are having a great week, and have a great weekend as well, because I will post this on Friday. So, and I will talk to you again next week. Thank you again. Take care. Goodbye.